some reason I can't find his shit on Twitter like that, so it's always some sort of like hassle. Okay, it's Brago. I've talked to Brago a long ass time. I get to Brago. I've been so focused on other things. I've been on the loop. If there's even a loop right now. Oh, what the fuck? I'm trying to find JD. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, the Supreme Rat Leader. Yes. Okay. I'll go through DMs. This is going on. Break from the One Piece manga. I don't know. I don't think JD was feeling Elbaf. I think that's one of those big things. I don't think he was feeling Elbaf like that. And I have noticed that when I go through my content, not that many people are really engaged with Elbaf the same way. I think there was a tweet that he said to someone or something I remember seeing before. I think I liked it too. No, I'm going to March right now. Am I going too far back? There was some sort of tweet where he said that he was taking a break from doing the One Piece manga, or no, One Piece as a whole. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm going too far back. I can't find it. I think Elbaf is overhyped for a lot of people. Elbaf is a traditional One Piece arc. Okay, so here's I can't find this man's tweet. Oh, I liked it. Hold on. Holy shit. I forgot because I knew I did summer to save it. For those who don't, okay, here we go. All right. For those who didn't catch the beginning of my reaction, I've decided to take a break from the One Piece manga. I can't make content on something that doesn't bring out passion in me, and that's the heart of my content. I looked at my older videos and realized I didn't recognize the current me as a content creator. I'd rather take a break than give you guys content that comes off as disinterested and cheap, which is fair. I do not plan on dropping the series, and I still plan covering the anime. There will be no up-to-date manga content for a while, most likely a month. That was April 7th, so that's been a week. I believe this is the best course of action in hopes that I can come back to the manga with the passion I once had. Until then, I hope you guys can enjoy the content that I'll be putting out, as I'll have my passion and drive there. Thank you all. Okay, so here's something that I thought about, okay? Because I've noticed that a lot, at least as far as I can tell, not that many folks are engaged with Elbaf right now compared to previous arcs. And I can understand why, because as one of the elders of the community, right? I have seen it all, okay? I have been through so many ups and downs, so many hurrahs. And one of the things that I notice, I see with One Piece, but I also saw with Bleach. Bleach had this issue too. Naruto, not as much at the time, but Bleach did. And that was people's interest in the story. It does ebb and flow. And right now, where I think the waters are a lot shallower than they were during Agate Island and during Wano Country and during Whole Cake Island, right? When you think about it, Whole Cake Island, I think started around 2016 or 17. And I think that a lot of, and mind you, that's been almost 10 years. So Whole Cake Island started, it's been almost 10 years since Whole Cake Island started. But most people that I see do content nowadays, let's say One Piece, a lot of them started around the end of Whole Cake Island, Wano Country in the manga, right? I think JD kind of started around that point in time too, to make content. So when JD was doing content for One Piece, we were in the final section, the final parts of the Yonko saga. And then we were going into, so like final section of Yonko and saga, right? Yeah. So end of 2016 and 2017. The interest for the story of One Piece is pretty damn high. very high. And then that lasted like 4 years. And then we include the manga, I mean, the anime, that's another 2 years on top of that. Like, so that's like another, so it's like for Wano Country, both anime and manga, you have like 6 or 7 years of Wano content. Egghead Island is a very interesting arc right now in the anime. In the manga, it's done. And it was, of course, very intriguing because you had major players involved. You had Shanks involved. You had Garp involved. You had the Elders and Emu doing shit. You had Sabo doing shit. You had, like, we cut away for a period of time and we have all these other characters doing shit because Oda is tapping into the legacy characters of the story. Okay? Elbaf is starting off like a traditional old school One Piece arc. And that's a slow bleed. It's a slow process, okay? When you think about the beginning of Water 7, the beginning of Skypiea, the beginning of Alabasta, they start off actually pretty slow. And then they crescendo and build up to major moments. And Elbaf is starting in that similar vein, right? I don't know if it's an agenda thing, but I don't think that he was so, because people were, I think, more hyped for Wano Country than they were Elbaf for some years because Oda and staff, I remember staff, were hyping up Wano Country themselves. Elbaf, I think, is for sure, without a doubt, an arc that deserves, and it will be a great arc, and it has been a very good arc so far, but it's been not that interesting compared to Egghead Island or Wano Country. And I think that also too, with Wano Country, Jay didn't like Wano Country, and I don't know how he feels. How does he feel about Egghead Island? I don't know how he feels about Egghead Island at all. But once you start like doing week to week content, and then you don't like an arc, it may just completely suck the life out of you for future content creation to come. So Jay didn't like Wano. He loved, Jay doesn't like Wano. He loved Not the Same for the series. Well, yeah, there you go. Like, if his love for the story has changed dramatically because one arc he didn't like, then he probably just can't commit to the content anymore because he just can't, he just cannot commit to the series in the same fervor, which everyone's different, fair enough, fine. And that's why I'm comparing it to Bleach, because Bleach, when I started making content for Bleach back in like the early 2000s, right? We were in Fullbring arc. Now, niggas, I don't care what anyone says, okay? I don't care what Tekken tells you. I don't care what fucking I don't care what Neville tells you. I don't care what James Hansen tells you. I don't care what I don't care what any Bleach fan tells you. I do not care. Okay? I do not care. Fullbring is fucking trash. Fullbring is fucking dog water, okay? Dog water. It's a really, 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 really bad arc, okay? And that's where we kind of started off doing content for Bleach, for chapter reactions on a regular basis, okay? Fullbring arc. The Fullbring arc was not good in the slightest. However, when you have the follow-up arc of the 1,000-Year Blood War, Okay. That was a whole different breed. And even though the Fullbring Island, what the fuck? Oh shit. Whoa. Where's my thing? There it is. Hold on. That was kind of weird. I was in mid-monologue, dude. Ah! One second. Okay. I think we're okay. All right, that was weird. That was weird. Okay. I don't know. Listen, but Windows 11 stuff, okay? We're getting there. Okay. But yeah. So, Full Bring Arc. Full Bring Arc is trash. But when I think about most of the Bleach content creators, a lot of them came up and were doing content for Bleach. So again, Tekking, James, my boy the Elite Ace, a lot of us, we were doing content when Bleach was going to the final saga of its story, Thousand Year Blood War. And at the beginning, it was insane hype and interest. And I feel like for JD was probably making content at first around Wild Country, either in the middle of it or at the beginning of it, but you're coming into like an extreme peak and then you go down. All right, arguably Egghead Island isn't up. Actually, you can argue that. But Elbaf is traditional. It's a traditional arc of One Piece, and it's gonna start off slow. And I don't think many cats are used to that at all. I don't think so. So when and honestly, JD could be going through maybe not as severe, but something similar as Dritz, where Dritz did a lot of content for One Piece, and obviously he focused on his own things in life, made his own life goals, but he lost love for the story. I think it was around the time of Egghead. No, he didn't like he didn't like Whole Cake Island, but then also Wano Country gave him like a bad vibe too. So Elbaf is basically Elbaf is to JD what Fullbring Arc is to Cole. Listen, Elbaf it's not done yet, right? Like, what are the most interesting things about Elbaf so far? One, you have the Holy Knights. Two, you have Scopper, right? Three, Loki. And then four, of course, the mural, the mega mural. But these are new elements in some respects, and Oda has tapped into legacy niggas on Egghead Island, and you have even the elders making their moves. So it's like, it's a different atmosphere, I think, when you compare Egghead Island to Elbaf. And folks aren't used to that traditional doing content for the beginning of Water 7 or the beginning of Skypiea is going to be lackluster content in terms of the fans' engagement, because it's not at peak apex shit, right? It's like if you're doing content for Invincible season 3 at the beginning, nor near as many viewers as come the end of it when you have fucking Conquest show up. It's like, oh shit. It's like that. So I think JD's kind of going through that right now, where he's not feeling the story that much at all because of Wild Country, how it ended up. And yeah, Juan had problems too. Don't get me wrong. Juan had fucking big issues. And actually, I probably need to do a video on that myself too, breaking down Wild Country in full. I haven't done that yet, but I may have to. But I think that Wild Country has big issues, like massive issues. And Egghead Island, I did have problems with too, but I think the anime has done a good job so far clean them up. I'll be with you. But if JD wants to take a break, that's fine. It's up to him. It's up to him.